Hi, it is a bright day out today. Well, welcome back. So today we are over at the Lakeland Antique Mall, right next to Chuck E. Cheese over here, over in Lakeland, Florida. So basically today we're going to be coming out, we're going to be enjoying some stuff over here. Just got done with a little lunch. And now we're going to relax and go check out some cool antiques, see what's new. They do have some cool Universal and Disney stuff. So we got to check that out too. All right, so let's get in there and let's go have some fun. So this is a Tomorrowland Starjet from Magic Kingdom. And over here, you actually got one of the Photo Pass costumes. Pretty cool looking. That's a pretty cool pin set. Loungefly pins. I haven't seen Loungefly pins before. $24. I don't know if Tiffany would let me do that one. Check this out. 1998 Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. How freaking sweet is that? So, Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite shows. Check this out. It's a pretty cool one. $188. If you love Back to the Future, Marty and Doc at the Clock. This is $449.99. That is pretty cool though. One thing that I really do like is vintage game consoles and stuff like that, and even older Nintendo memorabilia and Sega. I love that stuff. But Disney's also really awesome too. Let's see if we can find some other stuff too, besides Disney and Universal. Coming up, looks like we do have a 2DS. I think that'd be a 2DS Lite. I could be mistaken. Sega Dreamcast controllers. And you know what's funny? I just got done selling a Sega Dreamcast and some controllers at a flea market that we did. Well, yard sale. GameCube. And it looks like they do have some Sega Dreamcast games in there, which are pretty hard to come by lately. I managed to find some on Shop Goodwill. So this is actually a pretty cool piece of retro tech right here. It's called a VMU, Visual Memory Unit, whereas other memory cards, like the PlayStations, were basically just little gray slabs. This actually has a screen on it where you can play games like with Sonic. It was pretty cool and ahead of its time. And here we are, Jurassic World Tribute Store. Let's go see what they got here. Okay, that's a pretty cool Beetlejuice. Let me see some here. Without disturbing it. $49.99. Wow. So this one is $24.99. That is pretty cool. They got glasses like this, but they also got party shot glasses. Those look awesome. They definitely have some cool stuff here. Do not step over. Authorized only. For a good reason. This is such a beautiful display setup. Now, I actually remember this for a while. They did have additional entry area, and it's over by Rip Ride Rocket roller coaster that you could go back and forth between studios and Islands of Adventure. For those of you at home, yeah, my knees are pretty crooked right now. So check this out, Scooby-Doo Monsters Villain, created by Universal artisan Jekyll. $950. Pretty cool, but I like this one here. Even though it's $2,000. Pretty cool. So this is Vault Collectibles. Disney and Universal Studio props for sale. Pretty cool stuff. Disney Spring stuff, pretty neat. I would like to see some downtown Disney classic merch. That would be awesome. So this is a home that's actually over in Celebration. I think I know you would probably know more about this home than I would. Now this Pinocchio art piece does look pretty neat. $500 though. It's better than the $2,000 for the statue. So here you do have a Frozen 2 movie poster that would have been on one of the cruise lines. If I was gonna get something like this, I'd want it to have like a different language though. That would make it really cool. So this resort here, Grand Floridian, has always got to be one of my favorites ever since I was a kid. So back when I was a kid, my family couldn't really afford to go to Disney, so instead I would get to watch the Disney Channel on occasion when it was actually unscrambled, when they would do their like little trial period. And then they would show up all the Disney promotions and all that cool stuff. And I loved this resort because it actually had Hulk Hogan when he did Thunder in Paradise. That is a cool plate. Hollywood Studios Sci-Fi Dine and plate. So here you have Chippendale gloves. $3,250 for those. Pretty cool. Or you can get the King Mickey Mouse, and it only costs you $4,995. I don't know if Tiffany would want that hanging over the bed every time she woke up in the morning. She might get a little freaked out. Sorcerer Mickey. Now that takes me back to when I was a kid. That was pretty cool. I could see something like this being over at Hollywood Studios or back in the day, MGM. For Disney pin collectors, $495. Pretty neat. I'm just blown away by all the cool stuff here. This really is an awesome place to come visit. Pick up a little memorabilia item. And truthfully, not everything is so pricey. You can get some stuff for really good bargains here. Look at that. Disney Aladdin. Ooh, D2 Mighty Ducks. I actually have that one, I think, on Voodoo. But that's pretty cool box art. If I buy a Celebration home, I want that on my front lawn. It's a garden statue with solar light. That's pretty cool. See, this one's right here. $195. Not bad for an awesome piece of work. Alright, so this is pretty cool. Uranium glass. So look at this. Is it safe? Yes. A tiny bit of uranium oxide used to color the glass is comparable to other kinds of background radiation you receive every day from your normal household appliances. So probably like your microwave, stuff like that. Just 2 years off. 2 years. 2005, Lily's birth year. And look at this. Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede. But Orlando, Florida? This place just goes on and on forever. Beauty and the Beast, pretty cool. Oh, shoot. Look at that. That is awesome. $50 though, but still pretty cool. Oh gosh, 2 things that took me back. Nickelodeon cartoons. Nick at Night. Check this out. That is so cool. I used to actually stay up watching the old shows back then. Munsters, Partridge Family. While all the other kids were watching Dawson's Creek, I was watching this at the time. This is pretty cool. Man, look at that. Those are pretty awesome. And it's funny because back when I was little, well, Tiffany's family, when they came down here, they had a little bit more money to spend a little bit because they moved from Alaska, sold off everything, came down here, and were able to start a new life. My family was already down here for 6 years, and basically, we had a really cool relative, Aunt Doris, on my stepdad's side, and she would get us into Disney like on my birthday. And that was like her birthday gift to me from her. And it was awesome. I loved MGM Studios. I loved all that stuff back then. It was like one of my favorite things to do for my birthday. The full Cursed Coconut Club. Never really was in the club in too much, or at all actually. That shouldn't really surprise anyone. I was more the geeky guy back then. Take a look at that. Pretty cool Full House moment. Sadly, the late Bob Saget. Not exactly Universal's finest moment. Rugrats all grown up. So take a look at this. They got some older games here. And movies too. Which are actually making a comeback. One of the issues that's been going on lately is a lot of the digital companies where you buy a digital product are actually taking back the license and removing said item from your library. I believe, what was it? Sony did this with Discovery, if I remember correctly. No. Well, if you really want something interesting, $1,899 for Wild Hog taxidermy piece. It's a little out there, but okay, for the right person. Here we have something new, and here we have something old, and here we have something blue. Haunted Mansion. It was an okay movie. Okay, this head is pretty cool. Vintage character cast head, $149.95. I don't know if Tiffany will be okay with me buying that. She might get a little freaked out. Just a little. So we are still on the hunt for video game stuff. Found a couple of Nintendo items, a couple of Sega items, but nothing going, hey, you gotta have me. Saw some cool Disney stuff too. Okay, let's keep going. It's funny, the smell over in this area, it reminds me of an antique store I used to go into way back in Wintergarten called Shirley's Antiques. Pretty cool place. Unfortunately, they moved and then just went away entirely. It's kind of interesting. So it's not from the older RoboCop, it's from the more recent redo of it. I wasn't a real big fan of it. I kind of like the 80s more. Especially the first one. It just had that cheesy fun factor to it with that grit. Just like Turtles 1. So right now, in case you are wondering, Tiffany is actually off with Lil, and my mom is here, and they're basically all having a girls' time right now. I'm just going off and showing you some cool stuff by myself. These are pretty cool hard rock. And look, if you lost your marbles, I think I found them. Poor Raya. You just came out at a bad time, unfortunately. Right during COVID. We do have some Wii games here. And a Mickey Mouse phone. Also a black Wii, which I do have right behind my TV set. They're wanting $130 for theirs. Bit up there. But then again, you got the rent of the booth to pay, so I understand. This is pretty sweet looking. The Rob Zombie Hillbilly Deluxe Scare Zone Dracula car. That is pretty cool. Just don't sit or climb on it. That's pretty darn cool looking. Credit where due. That really is. The Ford Taurus. The car that actually went away for a little bit, and I hear it's actually making a comeback now. Well, if you are a Funko collector, here you go. You got some pretty cool ones, like Tin Man here from Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and Toto, Luffy, Gear 5. Kind of a fan of Tin Man. $20. Okay, so they got some more Xbox games and some PS3. No Nintendo NES games yet. Oh my god, baby. Would you be offended?
Oh my god.
Would you? I think she would. I don't know. Do we? Gosh.
I'm getting distracted.
Talk about distractions. Wow. Baby, you are so out there from what you were trying to tell me.
Yes.
Ice Age fossilized mastodon bones.
It's the second one though. For the front. Alright, I gotta go.
Cool. And Lil.
Yes, I'm really.
Now this takes me back to an age of growing up when we had space shuttles. One more creepy thing that Tiff may not like in our house. So this is interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. And of course you got photo frames, but really, that is pretty interesting. So this is definitely interesting. Lightsaber. Also Batman right here. And of course you got the Dark Knight Robin. It's pretty cool. Now this is awesome. Now, if we get on our knees, which we will, back down again. What I really take offense to is Tiffany called this antique. It was like from the 90s, back from my childhood. Is the 90s really antique already? Am I really that old? The gray hair on my head, well, white hair says yes. So, I guess I am. comment if you remember this show. Again, the late Jonathan Brandis, really cool die. And I think that's the hardest part about growing up, is that as I get older, a lot of the stars from my childhood, unfortunately, are passing away. And it's been quite a bit of a depressing part to growing up. Because you got Matthew Perry, you had Bob Saget, Betty White, but at the same time, at least she lived a very long life. So, I don't know, it's both hard and it's just difficult, to be honest. Because it really puts things in perspective on how much time that you really don't know how much you have left. And that's why I want to get out. I want to do so much because there's so much to do still in this world. Life just doesn't revolve around Disney World. There's more out there to it. Well, we were looking for Star Trek: The Next Generation. We found Geordi. Shut the door. I had him back when I was little. Lore. I actually had that one. Didn't have the Ferengi, but yeah, I did have Lore. Man, that is awesome. And what's also cool too is that when my family came down here in the 90s, they used to have a Warner Brothers store over at the Florida Mall, and that was super cool seeing when we went there. That's why I think I loved the Florida Mall so much back then. Kind of a little bit now. Alright, Tiffany helped us. Look at this. The original PlayStation 1, 2 controllers, 2 extension cables, 1 memory card, $149. Whoa, we just got done selling a bunch for like $30. Wow. We should have sold it here. Look at this, Grand Theft Auto Vice City on the Xbox. I originally got introduced back when it was on the PlayStation 2. And look at this. You got N64 games, which I didn't have. But then I was switching over to the PlayStation. Because I liked the music, I liked all the different variety of more adult games back then. And this is a pretty cool piece of 90s tech. The clear vintage phone. Because back in the 90s and early 2000s, everything just about had to be neon. There was your phone or your CD player. Pretty cool. It's funny, I still remember staying up late night talking to Tiffany on the phone back when we first met back in September of 2003. That was so much fun. Kinda miss those days. But now I get to live with her every day. Okay, so I'm always on the lookout for cool Wii games. I've never heard of this one before. Six Flags Fun Park. $10. It looks in pretty good condition. I think we're gonna get this for our next project, basically. And that's something coming up that'll be cool. So, back when Lily had a cast on her legs and we couldn't go out, she went ahead and was playing Nintendo Wii games with me. She would sit down on the chase downstairs, we would play them together. It was actually a lot of fun. So on nights and days where we just can't go out because it's raining or just too nasty and hot, we're actually gonna do family game time, and we're gonna invite you guys along with us. Okay? I think it's gonna be pretty cool. We actually have a streaming setup downstairs, so we'll get to show you guys us, and at the same time, it'll be a direct feed from the game itself. Pretty cool. I can't wait for that. So this is pretty cool. You can bring home a little bit of Disneyland. The Top Sheet Pillow Sham bed runners are available. And take a look at this. There we go. So you can go ahead and contact them directly if you want as well. Disneyland Circus Fantasy. Every day through April 26th. 1987. If it wasn't $895, I would have bought that for Tiff. She might hurt me for that one. All right, I think I found something cool. This will be our last stop before we head out for the night. It'll be a short drive back to Winter Garden. This is also the same. Got Sleepy. Okay. Aladdin for $10. 2006 annual report from Disney. That looks pretty cool. Let's try to put it somewhere that's out of the way. Don't want to put it up there in case I knock something over. That wouldn't be a good idea. Brother Bear. Monsters Inc. Enchanted. Welcome Home A. It's pretty cool. It's $24. It's a bit much. Fantasia. Okay. It's a little messed up. It's a little bit better looking. Discover new Disney News. Pretty cool. Don't. Spring of 1993. That's pretty cool. Wow. There's some cool stuff here. This is Halloween. Okay. And then you got some postcards here. You got quite a bit here. So we're gonna get these two here and our Six Flags game. Well, I think I made a new friend, but I don't think Tiffany will let me bring him home. No. He might scare her just a little bit more than the king. Alright guys, that was a fun time at the Lakeland Antique Mall.
How about we turn around?
Can we?
Alright.
That was a fun time at the Lakeland Antique Mall. Armor looks backwards to you guys. So guys, thank you for watching today's video. Like and subscribe, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Alright guys, we'll see you. We'll see you next time.
Say bye-bye. Yep, very tired.
Now we have a fun long trip home. Hour and 40 minutes. Unless I want to be Mr. Money and use the toll road. True. But first, I need to find a Wendy's because I need to get a drink. Or a McDonald's for a drink. It does. Alright guys, so keep in mind, stay tuned for our fun project that we're going to be doing. I'm so excited. Oh, she doesn't know. What doesn't know won't hurt her. Well, unless it's a curb that you're about to trip over, then it would hurt you. But with that being said, good night and thank you for watching. We'll see you later.